Why is everybody purple? Welcome to the Wandering Bard, friends. I am so excited. I've got Jim Hancock here tonight. Thanks for coming, Jim.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. Yeah, we've got a lot of really cool stuff tonight. I'm really excited about the set list. A lot of the songs y'all have heard me play a whole lot, but never quite like this. It's always a pleasure to get a chance to sing with Jim. Usually it's like from really far away and I don't get to be right up on the harmonies, so this is a special treat for me too. So, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about some of our favorite things going on right now at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. We're going to talk a little about where Jim is headed to after that. But for now, we got some more music for you. By the way, I'm Jeremy Grafe. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, do give this channel a follow. And if you dig it, share it. Because why why waste a good time just with yourself? Invite some friends. Bring them on down to the Wandering Bard and grab a seat at the table.
Hey, let's do that song by Henry.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a great songwriter.
Pastime with good company, I love and shall until I die. Grudge you will, but none deny. So God be pleased, thus live will I. For my pastimes, I'll sing and dance. My heart is set for goodly sports. For my comfort, who shall me lend? A vice is all, and who can say, but mirth and play is best of all. Company with honesty is virtue, vices to flee. Company is good or ill, but every man hath his free will. The best ensue, the worst eschew. My mind shall be virtue to use, vice to refuse. Thus shall I use me. That is nice. So we're going to have a little bit of a transfer of instruments right now, but while we're doing that, Jim, you are at Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair for the next few weeks.
I am. And this is the one time in the year where I'm not just a solo act.
Yeah.
Yes. Although, everywhere I sit in with a whole bunch of people. That's kind of what I do.
Right.
But here I am with the Burley Minstrels, a band that Bob Bielefeld and I started many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Like in 96, I think it was. And of course, many of you know that the legendary Bob Bielefeld has gone off to be a legend somewhere in the sky, where he's in the Celestial Band, I'm sure, telling them all how to play everything right, and or just teaching them by example. And I have the great honor now of playing with Thomas Nuendel on the violin and Amanda Kitchens on the accordion. Great players, great singers, and it's just a blast. Especially after doing all the solo work, it's nice to have a band that I can rely on.
That you play with all the time, that there's a repertoire that's shared, and it's not like catch as catch can.
We only have about 80 songs in the repertoire, so... Yeah.
I think you guys need to expand.
Right, we're working on it.
Cool.
we added 2 or 3 last week. So.
Nice.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah, well, I mean, what else are you going to do with your time?
Exactly.
So, other than the obvious of like getting to play with such wonderful players, is there something that is like really special about the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair that you particularly love?
Well, I love playing with not just those two, but with you and with Alex Koroloff and Regale, which Harper Lee, which I did a little EP album with her a few years back.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's actually on Jim's Spotify. So if you're a Spotify listener, go to Jim's Spotify. And the album that he made with Harper Lee is on there. It is delightful. And
Luke Lee, also known as Rowan the Bowen, and Demetrius, Gary Mazu.
Yep.
These are all great players, great fun. I love the little Not the Pub Sing that we do at the end of the day. And also at 5:30 at the O'Malley's, we turned the Burley Minstrel set into Burley Minstrels and Friends, which is really just this big old jam session. And it's a lot of fun. And another thing about Pennsylvania that is different than any other festival I do is the pavement.
Yes.
Which some people go, oh, pavement. I try to think of it as little tiny black cobblestones. And then what it does is it means, number one, wheelchairs can get almost anywhere on site.
Yeah.
Which some festivals it's impossible.
Right.
And the grounds are clean. There's
Yes.
not dust and mud everywhere.
Yeah.
And it just makes it a very delightfully beautiful festival to work at. The gardens stay gardens. People don't trample them because they're the only firm ground around.
Right.
And so it's just a really nice thing. And the food's really good. And I'm not a beer drinker, but I hear that beer is really, really good. It's made there on site.
They make their own beer. They make their own wine. They make their own mead and their own spirits. As far as the beer, I really like their stout.
Yeah, I've never heard somebody say, "Oh, this one sucks." Sorry.
It's cool. I've said way worse.
I've always heard good things about it, and basically everything about it is a class operation. I like the way they decided, okay, we're going to do sound. All right, we're going to hire a sound company, and do it right.
Yeah.
And most festivals try to do it on a shoestring, and with varying results. Or let the independents do it themselves with varying results.
Sure.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But I really appreciate that I can count on the sound being quality.
Yeah.
And they have an army of stage managers who, like Lindsay at our stage and Allie up at the big stage.
Yeah.
And they just do such a good job.
They really do.
And so, there's lots of really nice things about the Pennsylvania Renaissance Festival.
Well, I know everybody's always so happy to see you there and get to see the shows. My parents, hi, Mom and Dad.
Hi, Jeremy's mom and dad.
They were at the show yesterday, and they saw a bunch of the Braymore Bards, my group this year.
Right.
Saw a lot of our performances, but they finished the day at the Burley Minstrels show at the Heart.
Yeah, we went a little crazy on that one.
Hey, they, from all accounts, had a great time. So
well, that's one of the other things about this festival is that there's a little more leeway. You can do Renaissance music, or you can do what we call Renaissance adjacent music.
Like Jethro Tull.
I didn't say anything. But yeah, we have a lot of fun, and and this weekend is the Time Travelers weekend, so all bets are off.
Yeah. There's no such thing as anachronisms. It's just a wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
So cool. I love Time Travelers weekend. It's a little more challenging when you're part of the cast because there are certain things that we can't acknowledge and we can't break the fourth wall.
Right.
Although one of the characters on cast this year is actually a time traveler.
Oh.
So if y'all go to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, figure out which one of us on the cast is the time traveler.
Yeah, I haven't got it. I didn't even know it happened was that way. So.
Yeah. One of us is actually a time traveler, and they're trying to appear like they know what's going on. Right. But if you're paying attention to the stuff this person does, it's kind of obvious that they know stuff that they shouldn't yet.
Oh, okay.
So
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, and having just come from Sterling up north in upstate New York, where it's also a very special festival, but they're very strict about keeping period.
Yes.
And so coming from there to here, where there's a little more leeway, it's kind of fun. It's nice to have the differences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
Well, I mean, we didn't come here to vote.
No.
Farewell and adieu to you, Spanish lady. Farewell and adieu to you, daughters of Spain. For we received orders for sail for old England. But we hope in a short time to see you again. We'll rant and we'll roar like true English sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all along the South Sea until we strike sounding in the channel of old England. From ocean to sea, in 35 leagues. We hove our ships to with the wind from the south, boys. Hove our ships to, the sound is to take. 'Twas 45 fathoms and a white sandy bottom. So we squared on a line and channel did make. We'll rant and we'll roar like true English sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all along the South Sea until we strike sounding in the channel of old England. From ocean to sea, in until we strike sounding in the channel of old England, from ocean to sea, in 35 leagues. We'll rant and we'll roar like true English sailors. Rant and we'll roar all along the South Sea, until we strike sounding in the channel of old England. From ocean to Scilly, be 35 leagues.
That's so cool. Ah, no, that's good.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, just
we know what's on there.
yeah, we know what's going on.
All right, here's a go ahead. Here's a tune that
Oh yeah.
learned from well, I learned kind of obliquely from Owen Fife.
I mean, we've kind of all learned at least obliquely from Owen.
But I do it with a slightly different rhythm than he did. And
That's true.
abroad as I was walking one evening in the spring, I heard a maid in Bedlam so sweetly for to sing. Her chain she rattled in her hand, and thus replied she, I love my love because I know my love loves me. She said, would I become a swallow, ascend into the air? And if I lost my lover and could not find him there, I swiftly would become a fish and search the flowing sea. I love my love because I know my love loves me. As she was sadly weeping, her love came on the land. Hearing she was in Bedlam, he ran straight out of hand. And as he entered into the gate, he heard her sigh and say, I love my love because I know my love loves me. He stood and gazed on her, hearing his love complain. He could not stand any longer. He bled in every vein. He flew into her snowy white arms, and thus replied he, I love my love because I know my love loves me. I love my love because I know my love loves me.
Yeah.
Different words too than he used, but
Oh yeah.
that's another one of those. It's like so many of these songs that have 700 verses, and you can
Yeah.
only really fit. I'm doing a recording for a woman. I don't know if you're familiar with Magnolia Strange.
Yeah.
I'm helping her with
The Cantiga album.
doing the Cantiga album. I'm just doing parts of it.
Well, sure.
But two of the songs I recorded are over 16 minutes long, and
she do all the verses
and
for
she cut the verses.
353 is really long.
And
is that one of the ones?
42 is, I think 353 might be one of them. No, 274 is over 16 minutes long, and 42 is over 16 minutes long.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I did 353, but I'd have to look. Those numbers all kind of.
There's one of the Cantiga websites. This guy has like made it a labor of love, but he lists like at what tempo and how long.
Yeah.
So like 353 is like a half hour long if you do it at like I think 80 BPM or something like that, which
Wow.
is crazy. Like it's still 10 minutes long if you're doing it at like.
She has a
100
lovely
BPM.
voice, so it's
oh my
going to
God,
be a
yeah.
really nice album. And she got Cantiga to play on one of them, or two of them, I think. And
I think Alex is on it.
Alex and Martha are playing on it, and
Yeah.
I'm playing some guitar. And there's Misty Bernard sent in a couple things that
Nice.
and then Magnolia added voice to it. But someone else is going to do all the mixing and stuff. I just basically doing some recording for her.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point was that some of these songs are really long.
Right.
And usually for Renaissance Festival audiences, you got to cut them down to 3 or 4 minutes.
Right.
And so you're going, that verse is really good, but we can do it better. You know, it's like,
Right. Yeah,
So-
it
so
becomes a like, what story do you want to tell, and like, what's going to do that?
It's like Green Sleeves is another one.
Right.
We're not going to do it tonight, but we rehearsed it, and 2 or 3 of those verses that you have in there are ones that I'm not sure I've read them.
Yeah.
But
Well, I know,
but the
well,
ones I have like 3 or 4 other verses that you
Right.
don't do. So.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's pretty. I think that's partly what makes it so interesting, though. Like, who selects what?
and how they interpret it.
Sure.
That's like that version that Maid In Bedlam that we just did. Is I just felt that there was like a little inner funk in there.
Yeah.
That I brought out, and it's subtle. It's not. I mean, it's not straight on funk, but it's
Well, sure. I mean, you're not like wearing a Strat with like.
yeah,
You know.
Sprinkle of fun.
Right.
popping the bass. Boing, boing, boing,
Right.
boing, boing.
Yeah.
But as close as I can get with the instruments there. Hey, but I think we're going to do one of your originals now. We started with one.
We are, and I'm pretty glad that like things are going the way that they're going for Ukraine right now. I'm really relieved in a lot of ways to see that things are turning around and they're recapturing territory and kicking out the invaders. But anyway, I wrote this song for the encouragement and strength of the people of Ukraine.
Take these seeds with you as you go. May they line your pockets with memory to remind us when you've gone. You can leave something of beauty. Leave us bright echoes of your passing. Stalks unbent and petals shining. Of the strength that made you here.
Sky above, yellow flowers below. From east to west grow resolutely. Cheer on days to last throughout the night. Though our heads bow till the morning, by day they'll shine, unfurl and seek the sun. We'll recall the price of planting. Take these seeds with you as you go. May they line your pocket with memory, to remind us when you've gone. You can leave something of beauty.
Pretty song.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Hey, before I forget, and unrelated to any of this, happy anniversary to Andrea and Scott.
Happy anniversary.
Anyway, back to it.
Oh, while you're talking, I'm going to tune just a little bit. You might mute me just to so that it doesn't go out. Mandolins, by the way, that's one of the best.
Still here.
One of the best mandolin players of the 20th century was a guy named Jethro Burns. Fabulous jazz mandolin player, and he played with a group some of you may have heard called Homer and Jethro. Do you remember Homer and Jethro? It was a kind of they rewrote songs. They did comedy.
Okay.
But he would just rip these licks off on the mandolin. It's just so good. But he was the first person I heard say that a mandolin player spends 50% of the time tuning and the other 50% of the time playing out of tune.
Good times.
We'll still hear.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Jitcha.
So I mean, you can be talking.
Oh, I can be talking. I mean, I know people on this channel love tuning. They love it when Michael's on here playing gut string instruments, and we can just sit here and, you know, have 10 minutes of tuning every half hour.
Perfect.
It's good times. Well, I think,
Speaking of Owen Fife,
speaking of Owen Fife, speaking about a tune, what did I do? Hang on.
Oh no.
Oh no!
So-
This never happens.
So, all right, I'll tell a little Owen Fife story.
Oh yeah.
I met Owen at the Michigan Renaissance Festival many, many years ago, and at the time he wandered the lanes. That was his bit. He was a lane musician, and he carried his vihuela or guitar, whatever he was playing. It's a very small guitar-like instrument.
Yeah.
And a pillow, and he would target couples, and he would find a couple sitting on a bench somewhere, and he would put the pillow down, kneel down on the pillow, and say, to the lady, imagine that this is your lover here singing this song for you, and he would serenade them, and one year he had a little tape. You guys remember cassette tapes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a little cassette tape that was really nice. It was just him and the vihuela, and he came up to me one year and he said, I want to redo this, but I want to do it with a really good band like Cantiga.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that sounds like a great idea. And he said, well, how do you think I should do it? I said, just offer to pay them and show them the music. I know they love the music.
Right.
And pay them well, and I'm sure it'll be fine. And he did that, and thus started the New World Renaissance Band. And it was basically that first tape, which I may still have a copy of somewhere in my wonderfully organized archives. And, but then he did that, and then he did a few with Cantiga, and then had some other New World Renaissance bands.
Yeah.
The new New World Renaissance band.
The really new.
And then and he brought his interpretations of many. I mean, he was already doing this song, but with a much different interpretation.
Right.
And he brought his interpretations into the Renaissance world, and they're everywhere now.
Oh yeah.
So it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it really is. Thanks for sharing that, Jim. Last week on Thursday, Michael and I did like a Remembering Owen Fife live stream from Maryland, and just celebrating his legacy and his contributions.
My backup.
All right.
Back up.
Okay.
Am I back up?
Oh, everybody's back up.
Oh, great. Awesome.
I mean, it doesn't really shut off because of the...
I know. That was...
You're good. It's loud. It's good.
My words, they are simple. My story is true. Oh, once I was carefree, my own path to choose. I courted a lady by night and by day, but now she has left me and gone far away. If I were a blackbird, the wind neath my wings, I would follow the vessel my true love sails in. In the top ringing, I'd there build my nest. I'd flutter my wings, oh, the one I love best. She followed me gladly to Donnybrook Fair. I bought her fine ribbons to tie in her hair. She offered to marry and stay by my side, but then in the morning she sailed with the tide. If I were a blackbird, the wind neath my wings, I would follow the vessel my true love sails in. In the top ringing, beside me and will not agree, saying me and my true love, their marriage should be. But let them deprive me, let them do what they will. There's life in my spirit, she's the one I love still. If I were a blackbird, the wind neath my wings, I would follow the vessel my true love sails in. In the top rigging, I'd there build my nest. I'd flutter my wings o'er the one I love best.
Nice.
There's some appreciations showing up in the chat for your upper register, Mr. Jim.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Monday after fair.
Yeah, right? We weren't singing all day, every day for a whole weekend.
No. No shouting there either.
No, none.
Done.
Everything is perfectly well balanced, and you never struggle to be heard over crowds.
I will say it's nice to also coming from Sterling where we don't amplify.
Yeah.
Coming down here where at least 3-4 of the sets that I do in the day, just as a little background, I do the opening gate scene at the top.
Right.
Then I go to what we call the crossroads and I play until my first show of the day.
Right.
Then I go back to the crossroads and play until my second show of the day. And then I go, let's see, that's one thing. Then I go and I play at O'Malley's Pub with Lady Vi and then with Alex Koroloff, Alex the Lutenist. And then I go over to the Moon Stage and play with Demetrius. And then I have about 20 minutes to get ready for my 4 o'clock show. And then at 4:30, I get to sit down for about 20 minutes. And then I go and do the 5:30 show.
Yeah.
The 5 o'clock show with Regale.
Right.
Then the 5:30 show.
Yeah.
And then I go to the Not the Pub Sing and the Pub Sing. And
Right.
So it's I keep my day pretty darn busy.
Yeah.
Which for me, and some people are like, oh, that's an awful lot. It's not work. I'm playing. I'm having a good time.
Right.
And it makes the day go so much faster for me.
I'm with you. Like my schedule, I have maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes aggregate that I'm not singing.
With the 3 shows I do at the Heart and then the finale Pub Sing, I am amplified, and so I don't have to.
Yeah.
And the other places, I'm not in a position. I'm not like at the crossroads. I have no reason to shout.
Right.
I'm just playing, so I play quiet things. And Judy, who owns that booth there, when she's not there very often, but when she's there, I sing her really sweet love songs and stuff. And
That's nice.
so she's a sweet person, and everybody up here is. But I do love that spot.
Yeah.
The swing.
The swing, the new swing is
I
new
know.
swing.
really nice.
I was
It's
like,
it's got little shock absorbers. You bounce a little bit in it.
yeah.
That's all right. They upgraded.
Yes. So here's another old standard that I've heard many different versions of,
Yeah.
and now I'm going to hang around the curves with your version.
Yeah, here we go. Fairly well to you, my own true love. There are many fairly well. I am bound for California, a place that I know right well. So fairly well, my own true love. When I return tonight, we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee, I am bound on a Yankee membership. Baby Crockett is her name, and her captain's name It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. And there's the lower register for those of you who are waiting for it.
Sometimes I have a low D, sometimes I don't.
Tonight you do.
It's Monday.
Yeah, low register is much easier on a Monday. Oh, hey friends. So here's the part of the program where we get to some good news and some bad news. The good news is we've got one more song. The bad news is we only have one more song. Oh, now you've gone and made Jem cry. The good news is we have more good news. It's a song that I think everybody's going to have a lot of fun with, and I don't think we've ever played it on the show.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised, actually.
Well, right. Me too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we
I
have.
don't think we have, yeah.
I think this is a premiere. And I think it's very fitting that it's you're the one that brings it to us.
Okay. This is kind of one of those ubiquitous Renaissance Festival songs.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And
I think
I could do that. That there is one last verse that I do sometimes at the festival.
It's up to you.
And well, it's written by Fred Ledden, and he may have had some help from like Scott Auld and a few other people. But I know Fred Ledden was like the major impetus there behind it. And so shout out to Fred wherever you are.
Thanks, Fred.
And so yeah, we'll do a little song you may have heard before.
Yeah.
I've been a wild rover for many years, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store, but I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. I went back to an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady we must get spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me, hey, such a custom as yours I could have any day. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. So then out of my pockets I pulled sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskey, wines of the best, and I'll take you upstairs and I'll show you the rest. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. I'll go back to my parents, confess what I've done. I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they embrace me as oft time before, then I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. And though I leave this place, I'll soon come again, for it's here that I find most of my friends. Friends I have new, friends I have old, and they mean more to me than a leprechaun's gold. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. One more time, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover,
so much for coming by the Wandering Bard tonight.
Again, thank you for asking. It's a great show you have here, and I wish you all the success in the future.
Thank you, good sir.
And I'll be on my way, and I only have 2 more weekends left at PA, so PA itself is running for 6 more, but I'm only going to do 2 with the Burley Minstrels, and then all of us go down to the Texas Renaissance Festival, TRF we call it, and we'll be in 3 different. Amanda's a solo act, I'm a solo act, and Thomas plays with Kentika.
Right.
So, all
the Virgins.
And
then. Well, friends, my guest has been Jim Hancock. I am Jeremy Grafe. You have been at The Wandering Bard. Please do give us a follow and share, because the VOD will be up right here on Twitch for 2 weeks. And until next time, thank you, friends. Love you all. See you next Monday.